What's going on, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome to a brand new and updated deck profile for Shaddoll Trains. A deck that I've been really wanting to update ever since we got double-headed Anger Knuckle in the Battles of Legends Heroes Revenge set. So that is obviously a huge piece for this deck to finally have. It definitely gives this deck a better feel overall, the better play style. That link facilitates so many good plays during your opponents and during your turn. It's such a centerpiece of this deck now, and definitely pushes it over to be a little bit better than it was before. So definitely a really good, now I'd almost say underrated rogue strategy. It can OTK like it's nobody's else's business, and it's actually pretty consistent. The Shaddoll engine helps the deck pretty well. Giving you access to cards like Beast and Dragon and Shaq as level 10 targets, adding a bit of consistency to the deck as well. But overall, a really fun deck to play. So we're going to go ahead and get into the updated profile. But real quick, I want to mention Imperium Duelists. You guys know that they are the sponsor of this channel, where you can get these dice, these awesome metal gold-colored dice. This playmat, the Thunderstorm playmat, which I believe is like $10 off right now. Plus, you can get 10% off with the discount code. So yeah, this mat as well as the Ring of Fire mats, I think they're both like $10 off right now, the original price, which is a pretty good deal if you ask me, for a quality mat like this. And you can also pick up some of their sleeves that I'm using here, the non-effect tournament sleeves, which they actually just released the new version of. This is the older version. I haven't had the time to switch over yet. And they're even better than these sleeves that I'm using here, which I don't know how is possible, but they've somehow made their sleeves better than they already were. So with that being said, you can check them out down in the description below. There's that discount code on the screen somewhere. You can use that at checkout to save 10% off your entire order. But without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started with the deck profile. To start, we have 2 Night Express Knight. This card, I was playing at 3 way back when Master Rule 3 was a thing, but I think this card is just like, you don't want to draw this card if you don't have like any other extenders to go along with it. If you don't have a Derek Crane, if you don't have the Bolt Express Liner, if you just don't have any other card sort of combo with this, it's just really dead. So in most cases, you want to like search this off your field spell to sort of complete your normal summon play to get into a rank 10 play. So I think 2 Express Knight's fine. Then basically one of the heart and souls of this locomotive would be this heavy freight train, Derek Crane. If an Earth Machine monster is normal or special summoned to your field, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card, but its original attack and defense become halved. And then the other effect is, if this card is detached from an Xyz material to the graveyard, you can activate this effect, target a card your opponent controls, and destroy it. So this card comes in pretty clutch, especially when you go first. You can set up with the Super Dreadnought Superior Dora, which can protect itself, basically like Felgran, and you can detach this as well for a sort of a disruption for your opponent to deal with, or when going second to clear cards off their board to sort of help open their field up for the OTK. Then we have 3 Super Express Bullet Train. This guy is another good level 10 extender, like I said going along earlier with the Express Knight. You want to see cards like Derek Crane and Bullet Train because they're just like really easy to get on the field to sort of follow up your normal summon play. But it says, if all monsters you control are Earth Machines, minimum 1, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then during the end phase of this card in your graveyard, because it was sent there this turn, you can target a machine in your graveyard, accept itself, and add it to your hand. So that helps recycle your engine as well, which is really key, because sometimes you can burn through stuff really fast, especially some of our extra deck choices, but we have built-in recycling, which is nice. Then we have 3 Flying Pegasus Railroad Stampede. This card is basically like Wolf Bark or Altair, however you want to compare it to. It says, if this card is normal special summon, you can target 1 Earth monster machine in your graveyard, and then special summon it in defense position but negates its effects. Then you can target 1 other face-up monster you control. The level of that monster or this card becomes the level of the other monster. You cannot declare attacks the turn you activate this effect except with Xyz monsters. So that restriction there, where we can only attack with Xyz monsters, really doesn't matter. We're only going to make Xyz monsters anyways, and it's probably going to be going for game as well. But yeah, this card, you can basically, if you just have Shaddoll Fusion in this, you can normal this and with your Shaq and use this to target Shaq to make Shaq, or this, the same level as Shaq. Then they both become level 10. You get yourself right into your rank 10 play. really fast with this card, so it does help for that. And it's a really good follow-up card to have going in turn 3. Just revive stuff out of grave and make more rank 10s. Then we have 2 Infinitrack Anchor Drill. The only Infinitrack I'm willing to play in this deck at this point still. It's just really, really powerful. It says, if this card is a normal special summon, you can special summon 1 Earth Machine monster from your hand in defense position except itself. And you can target another machine monster, control the levels of both that monster and this card become the combined original levels of those 2 monsters until the end of this turn. You can only use this effect of Infinitrack Anchor Drill once per turn. So the second effect we really don't use that much, mainly just the first effect. It's just sort of, it's like a Vega, I believe. A Satana Knight Vega was the one that special summoned 1 from hand upon normal summon or special summon. So if this revives 1 from grave, this one revives 1 from hand, or summons 1 from hand, which can come in really handy. And this allows us to get access to our Link 1 Infinitrack Goliath, which helps set up tons of really awesome combos. Just a really good card overall. And then we have 2 Ruffian Railcar. This is a card I was thinking about bumping up to 3 as we have now access to Anger Knuckle. But you just really don't want to draw it. You really want to just send it off Shaddoll Fusion, discard it off Anger Knuckle or your field spell to get that end phase effect to add a level 10 Earth Machine. So that's why I'm only just playing the 2. 1 Exodius, the Ultimate Forbidden Lord. This helps recycle your entire engine, puts your Shaddoll monsters back in your deck, some of your key engine pieces back into your deck, and is also a level 10, so really helpful with that. 1 Dragon, 1 Beast for the Shaddoll engine. That's all we need. Any more than that can brick. 1 Glow Up Bulb for the Nat Beast play, and then 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, because we primarily play this deck as a going second deck. It OTKs very well. It can go first if it needs to, but going second is definitely this deck's strong suit, so playing some hand traps is, I would say, warranted in this deck. So that's it for the monsters. We will go into the spells now. Okay, so to start with the spells, of course, Triple Urgent Schedule. This is probably the best spell in the entire deck. Anytime you can resolve this card, you're probably going to win the game, especially if you open like this and like any level 10 extender, like a Shaddoll Fusion. Like, you can just do so much. I did a test hand with this deck before I started filming this, and I actually ended with, like, it was going second board, ended with like a number, or the Super Dreadnought Dora with the Juggernaut Leave and a double-headed Anger Knuckle. So 2 rank 10s and a Link 2. This deck can definitely make a lot more plays than it ever was able to. An Urgent Schedule definitely helps to do that. I know this card is like probably still expensive, which sucks, but like if you really want to play this deck, I would recommend just getting this card. It doesn't have just uses in trains. It can be used in a lot of other machine-based archetypes. It's just really strong, so I would recommend getting your hands on this card for sure. Then we have 3 Shaddoll Fusion. Really, really good card. Mass Foolish Burial that gets you a level 10 on your field. It can bait out Ash Blossom. Really, really strong card overall. Then we have 3 Revolving Switchyard. The main field spell of this deck, I would say one of the, next to the Urgent Schedule, one of the best spells in the deck. Basically, it says, if a level 10 Earth Machine monster is normal or special summoned to your field, except in the damage type, you can activate this effect. Your opponent takes no battle damage for the rest of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. Also, you special summon 1 level 4 Earth Machine type monster with 1800 or more attack from your deck, and if you do, it becomes level 10. So this card can sort of help you if you just open like Night Express Knight and you don't have any discard targets to use the other effect of this card. You can normal Night Express Knight, use the field spell, summon out either Ruffian Railcar, Pegasus, or the Infinitrack Anchor Drill, and make a rank 10 play right there. That can sort of just save you in situations where you don't have the excess resources to, to discard for the second effect, which is you can send a card from your deck to your hand, or card from your hand to the graveyard, add a level 10 Earth Machine from your deck to your hand. So it can search. Unfortunately, the Shaddolls don't get their effect off the being discarded for this because it discards for cost, but the Shaddolls actually do get their effect off being discarded off the Anger Knuckle, which is really, really key. And this card becomes even more important now with the new Link, because we can really take advantage of that first effect during our opponent's turn, because that can happen whenever. You can use Anger Knuckle to discard or summon himself out of the grave to trigger this effect, and it's really, really nice. So yeah, this is really, really important field spell. Sucks that Terraforming went to 1, so we can't search it as easily, but it's still a needed card in the deck regardless, and it doesn't hurt that much. But Then we have 3 Call by the Grave, 1 Desires because I didn't want to play 0 draw power. I mean, we do have some draw power with Beast, but not enough in my opinion. So I think the 1 Desires is fine. 1 Foolish Burial, and of course the 1 Terraforming. And that is it for the spells. I think the spell lineup is pretty alright. You don't have to play the Desires, I guess, but I don't see why not. We play a lot of 3-ofs in the deck as is, so just drawing your combo pieces doesn't hurt. Then with 3 Infinite Impermanence for the traps, so more hand traps, more interruption for our opponent to have to deal with when they try to go first to make the OTK easier. Do you need to play Impermanence? No, you could play more of Floodgates, like cards like Rivalry and Goes and Match. Those cards will work just fine because this deck can actually play with those cards very easily. Since you have all Earths and all Machine Monsters, so there's some good synergy there as well. So now we'll move into the extra deck, and to start we have 1 copy of Infinitrack Goliath. It can only be made with 1 non-link Infinitrack monster. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target 1 Xyz monster control, attach that card to this card as material, and that monster gains the effect where it cannot be destroyed by card effects. So a combo you would do is you would like normal summon, or you like urgent schedule into like the Infinitrack Anchor Drill and like a Derek Crane, link the Anchor Drill into this, and then like normal summon Night Express Knight, and then like special summon the Bullet Liner, and you would make rank 10 here, and then you'd link this and something else for Anger Knuckle. This would get attached underneath your rank 10, allowing it to not be able to be destroyed by card effects. So that can be pretty helpful to dodge cards like Ghost Ogre and things like that. So very, very nice. Then we have 2 copies of Double-Headed Anger Knuckle. Definitely a card I think is definitely needed at 2. I would not play 1. I think 3 would be too much. It just takes 2 machine monsters and cannot be used as link material. You can only use one of the following effects of Double-Headed Anger Knuckle once per turn, and only once that turn. It says during the main phase, quick effect, you can send 1 monster from your hand or field to the graveyard, then target 1 level 10 machine monster in your graveyard, special summon in defense position. So that effect you can use during your opponent's turn to discard, let's say, like a Shaddoll Beast or Shaddoll Dragon, or your Ruffian Railcar, or your Bullet Liner to get end phase effects or draw cards or pop back row, etc., etc. And then you can use that to summon out level 10, which will trigger your field spell to summon out another monster, and you can sort of wall up during your opponent's turn to summon out these big monsters in defense position to have your opponent trying to OTK you through, which they, in most cases, probably won't, unless they open the absolute stones. But then it says if this card is in the graveyard, you can send 1 card from your hand or field to the graveyard, special summon this card. So it's basically a reoccurring arrow. So a lot of times, if you can't get access to a link monster turn 1, or maybe you can, say you go into this, you get your monster here, and then this dies or whatever, you can bring it back and give yourself that arrow to the side to be able to summon more, rank 10s somewhere else, which is really powerful, because the more rank 10s you can get on board, just the more you're increasing your chances of winning the game. Then 1 Clifford Genius, because this card still has a place in here, in my opinion, just at 1 though. I think I was playing 2 before, but this card definitely helps, replace it or cut it down. It's just unaffected by spell and trap effects and the activate effects of other link monsters. It's just really nice. And you can also get the effect of the effect of Surge, I believe, if you urgent schedule to the 2 zones that it points to, because I believe those monsters get summoned at the same time. I'm not entirely sure, but overall, still a solid link monster to play in here, and I think it's definitely worth it at 1. Then we have 2 fusions, 2 Shek. Really no need to play any of the other Shaddoll fusions in here, at least in my opinion. 1 Nat Beast, because we do play a Glow Up Bulbs in level 4 Earth, so this card can like auto win some matchups if you set it up turn 1 with like the number 81. I keep forgetting what its number is. Then next we have 1 number XX Utopic Dark Infinity. This card came out in Dark Neostorm. It says 2+ level 10 monsters to make. It comes out at 4,000, 4,000. It says when a monster is destroyed by battle instead of the graveyard, you can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 monster, target that monster, and special summon it to your field in defense position. So if you run over anything your opponent has, you can just sort of steal it with this card, which is really, really nice. Or you can just use it if something on your field dies. You can just reborn it back to your field for free, pretty much. And then it says you can target one other face-up special summon monster you control, gain life points equal to its original attack. You can only use each effect of number XXD topic Dark Infinity once per turn. So this is a really cool rank 10 that I'm teching in here, I guess. I think this card can come in handy, especially like if you can use this to target like your Dora or your Juggernaut Leeb. You can just gain like a shit ton of life points off this, and especially can help out in time too, which is nice. One Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max, 2 copies of number 81, and 1 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Juggernaut Leeb, because in theory you really only need one of each of these for the OTK, because once you go into this you'll burn for 2,000, and then you'll swing for the other 6k with this, and that's game. And these cards are recyclable as well, especially with the bullet liner, so you don't need to play multiples, especially since the extra deck space, in my opinion, is pretty tight. Then lastly, 1 Ravenous Tarantula, 1 Pain Gainer, and 1 77 Sins. You don't need to play the Spider package, although I still feel like it's really good. Some of these cards in here are really, really strong, especially 7 Sins. But yeah, that's it for the Xyz, that's it for the extra deck, and that's it for the whole deck profile. If you guys enjoyed this, if you did, be sure to drop a like, join the Discord, follow me on Twitch, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll be trying to get some duels up with this deck as soon as possible. Going to be trying to get a big recording session in soon with a lot of the new updates that are coming to the channel, deck profile wise, that is. And yeah, we're almost at 10k subs. Absolutely insane. You're going to be doing a big giveaway for 10k subs through Imperium. So if you haven't had a chance to get any Imperium stuff, you might have a chance to win some at some point in the future whenever we hit 10k, which should probably be pretty soon. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It's always Winter Kill signing out. We'll see you in the next one.